Now, in these episodes, I try to join the dots between analytics and recruitment. Two interesting events occurred this week. The first was the Splunk Live event in Melbourne. Now, basically, Splunk is a package that allows the end user to draw inferences from the data that Splunk draws in from lots of different data sources. And not surprisingly, it's had lots of different applications, and potentially recruitment could be one of those. The second event that occurred was the Australasian Talent Conference in Sydney. Now, I didn't go to that conference, but there were a number of interesting takeaways that came away from that. One of those was that metrics are broken. Kevin Wheeler has written a really good article on that, and I want to cover off a bit on that today, and I'll also share the link in the post. Basically, what Kevin is saying is that you need to be looking at the metrics that fluctuate, because your headline figures, the ones that don't vary from month to month, don't really give you cause for improvement. You really need to drill down and get those actionable insights. And that was a topic that Splunk was talking about a lot. Actionable insights is where you're going to get your incremental improvements, which ultimately lead to a big step change in overall performance. We had a meeting with a client this week and we discussed, not surprisingly, recruitment metrics. One of the things they wanted to see from us was more gender diversity and a faster time to fill. All valid points. But using that as an example, drilling down and looking at the reasons why that was the case would really add some value. For example, are they offering roles that encourage gender diversity? Do they offer workplace flexibility? Is that something that is possible in that role? Alternatively, are they getting back to candidates in a good amount of time? That's another thing that they could look at, because that ultimately will influence who applies for the role the second time around. There's a lot of data out there in recruitment, and recruitment, let's face it, is a fairly traditional industry. It's time to blow stuff up and to really look at how things can be improved by being brave, by looking at those incremental changes that can be made, and having a good hard look at those fluctuating numbers. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all next week.